only wants you to make good beer and have fun hanging out with your friends. Here's Dono. Alright, good people of Earth, today I'm doing something after I turn the music down. I am doing my first ever attempt at an emerging style. There is a newish style, at least it's becoming more common in the US, called Italian Pilsner. I only heard about this in the last couple weeks. Jeff Roach from out east, who sends us all these hazy, delicious beers from Trillium and Treehouse, sent us an Italian Pils that somebody made out there, and then I started looking up some research on it, and I thought, I'm still in lager season, I'm going to try to make one of these. So I'm going to give you a quick history of the style as I understand it. There's a brewery in Italy called Birrifico Italiano. A brewer, Agostino Arioli, made a beer in 1996 called Tipopils. Now, the difference of this Pils versus any other Pils is not that great from my understanding. The main difference is it is heavily charged with dry hops of noble variety, and in this case from the Tettnang region in Germany. So 1048 gravity, lowish final gravity, mostly Pils, a little bit of Karamunic, 35 IBUs, SRM of 3, alcohol around 5%. Yeah, so they give a little bit of information on their site about this Tipopils, but how this style developed in 2008, so 12 years after they were brewing this beer, the Birrifico Italiano brewery started the Pils Pride Festival to commemorate the Pils style and their take on it. 9 years go by, that festival comes to the US, which is still affiliated with Birrifico Italiano. They're still part of the festival, the hosts of it, but it's in Maine at Oxbow Brewing. In 2018, Firestone Walker, who makes their yummy Pils, I believe it's Pivo Pils, makes the Pils and Love Festival. That's what it was called when it came to the States. Then it's hosted by the Firestone Walker people, and at that time it started to blow up. People were more attentive to this new style, this Pils style with this heavily charged dry hop with all of these noble varieties instead of American varieties. You know, we've done like big American Pils like pale lagers and different things like that. So I am going to try to make this style. I have some details from the Birrifico Italiano website. I don't have specifics, a lot of specifics. So what they say is the hops are all from the Tettnang region and these 4 varieties. So I just went and did some research, and I found that, of course, German Tettnang, the one known as German Tradition, is actually from there. Hallertau Tradition, aka German Tradition. If you get German Hallertau, unless otherwise indicated, it's considered to be regular German Hallertau, Hallertau Mittelfrüh, which is also from the region, and then the other one is Pearl. German Pearl is from that region. So the bittering, I'm aiming for 35 IBUs, and then I think I have 5 ounces of dry hops, and I'm going to try a different technique that I've never used. I'm buying this metal strainer thing, which you guys will see. I'm going to do it in the keg at warmish temps, though, not like cold temps, and then I'm going to pull them out. But you'll hopefully see that. So today is brew day. It's in there right now, mashing at 148, nice and low, aiming for around 1050. See how it goes. Looks like it's going to be 1050, 52. I'll check it out. I got my Imperial Yeast Global Lager strain, which I've used in the smoked Helles, and then the Helles, which this one is the Earth Rider Precious Materials clone, which I'll have a video on that also. And I made the starter last night out of a 1 pint washed collection. Sometimes I do quarts, but this was a pint, which for a smaller beer like this should be okay. Got some double action going on here. I threw a shirt over here because the sun was coming in and I didn't want any unnecessary sunshine, but this is my 5-gallon mark, which it was at, and so now it'll be just a little over 5 gallons. It's about 60 degrees right now. I'll put it in a room that's like upper 40s, I think. Good gravity, only 1 ounce of bittering today, which I believe was the German Pearl at 8.7% alpha acid. That should be coming in somewhere around the 35 IBUs for this 1052 beer. So far so good. The real kind of difference for the Italian Pilsner take will be in the dry hop, which I'll definitely show you coming up. Maybe next.
Right off the bat.
So I've got my Italian Pilsner is 1 week old and it is fermenting. But we have come into the possession of another Italian Pils by Oxbow Brewing. Lupolo! They say it is a dry hopped unfiltered Pils with some European malts and hops. So I just thought, I actually have not had an Italian Pils to this point.
Italian.
And
Ital Pils.
Italian.
Like Bow Pils.
Bow Pils.
And
Ital Pils.
there actually is one at a brewery 2 miles from here. So I might have to go check that out. I just heard about that. Chip tipped me off to that last week.
With us as soon as we
Yeah,
plugged in the dishwasher.
plug in the dishwasher. If only it was so easy.
So this tastes way different than
My
the one
pour
I've had,
is very clear.
but I can get.
Paul got the end of the can, it's less clear, so maybe there's a little bit of stuff in the can in this case. It is unfiltered, so I guess that would make some kind of sense.
It does. It's got that like Keller Pilsy kind of vibe.
Absolutely.
Bit of an aroma. There's the noble hop aroma, I
Total
suppose.
noble hop.
But it isn't. Now we just got done drinking 3 New England IPAs, and some of them had some pretty powerful aromas. But when you think about the Italian Pils and what's different about it is an insane dry hop charge.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's like what makes it different. Is this big dry
Even
hop
though the
charge
dry hop isn't like
with the
Simcoe or Mosaic, it's like the idea is it's still dry hopped with a traditional
noble hop, but
Okay.
at a higher rate.
Yes.
At like a pretty insane rate,
And
somewhat
this
insane
definitely
rate.
seems.
So I don't know if this is hitting me like you would expect with that as your setup.
I don't know. I feel like it is.
Oh, they do have a
I
little
feel like
verbiage
it's
here.
very okay.
Named after the Italian word for hop, lupolo is an homage to the hop-forward lagers brewed in Italy. This Italian-style Pilsner, quotation marks, is brewed with the finest European malts and hops. 5% alcohol by volume. Where's Oxbow? Anyone?
Maine.
Is it out east? Because Jeff sent it.
Yeah, it says 2 locations in Maine:
Okay.
Portland and Newcastle, Maine.
Yep.
I'm down with
I
this.
thought about
I feel like it's
sitting-
very like like it's almost like a dry hop Foskag beer, but with
Yeah.
carbonation,
Yeah.
which would make it.
It's very tasty. It's has a beautiful amount of flavor as far as like bitterness, malt character. The lager yeast is doing its thing, kind of
Yep.
staying out of the
Yep.
way, cleaning up the flavors. It has it maybe has a little bit more aroma than some Pilsners, but I would have thought, and we'll see what happens with my example, and if you go to this other local brewery, I would have expected a little bit more of it in my face hop aroma.
Yeah.
I think this is a nice beer. If my beer comes out at all
Yes,
nice
I
and drinkable like this, I would
Totally
be
agree.
happy.
If yours comes out like this, it's a win.
This is
I think it's fantastic.
well, and the beauty
I
is it's only
really like this a
5.5% versus like a lot of beers that to have character need to be 7, 8, 9.
Totally.
This is like no. The strength you love, the hops you love. Just not
Yeah,
tasting like a blueberry.
I agree with Don though that the
What?
I know. That the malt still kind of cuts through the dry hop that they have done. I mean, I can still definitely smell that malty, Pilsner malt, but a nice amount of herbally dry hop.
And they may not have dry hopped it at ridiculous rates either.
Right.
We don't know that. They say production time 8 weeks. That's interesting. I've never seen that on a can. That's interesting.
Really?
Like it's production time, 8 weeks. Keep cold, enjoy fresh.
I took 10 years off.
Alright, there you go. There it
is.
is. No, this is only supposed to be a 1 minute thing in the
See,
whole
you should
thing
post these
of
as
whatever.
separate.
No, I don't.
That's how Dono. That's the divide.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely taste it.
And then this is the one with the lemon grass and the chili.
We're gonna do a kamikaze tasting of this.
Do it.
You can be in it. Woo! So Chip drove us to Black Stack, and this is not the one that they had when you were here recently.
This is a different part of the series. That was stilettos. This is pumps.
Ah, shoes. Italians. Get it. Italian. Fashion. I gotta say,
Herzberger.
I'm not like a huge fan of it. It's not terrible. It's not as good as Lupolo. That was a legit Pilsner beer.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm missing.
This could be like a fruity ale almost. Oh no, I didn't.
Oh no, what do you think? Well,
What's your 2 cents?
2 cents. No, I keep thinking that I'm waiting for that Pilsner, Pilsner flavor, the lager flavor to come through, and I'm not getting it.
No,
But
it's like got a lot of fruitiness.
would I not drink this?
You'll drink it?
It's fine. Touche. Yeah, but it's.
Did you try it? What do you think?
I agree. It's a little fruitier than
How
I
do
would
you
have thought.
do you remember the stiletto? How that was?
It was also like hop forward, fruity.
Similar to this? Caught in the rain.
This one almost seems a little bit more European.
Oh, really?
And it could be because there's 2 hops that are German.
European, like Poland?
No, just like
It don't
not
taste like-
blueberry pine cone tasting. You still get a lot of that earthy hop, noble
I don't
hop.
I'm still waiting for
It's not. Yeah, it's not crisp. It's whatever. But we'll
Tastes like it's brewed with 2 rows.
conversation to be continued.
that could be it.
Okay. Beautiful. Sure. Beautiful Italian folk music. All right. Check it out. I'm kegging the Italian Pils. Doing a couple of things. First thing is I'm putting all of these hops, which are all of these Tettnang region hops of Germany, so 5 ounces, 2 repeats, and then the German tradition, into my brand new shiny hop thingamabob. My plan is to tie it off with this loop. Paul Fowler was just here, so if it doesn't work, I can blame him. He says I can use dental floss. I'm going to try to suspend it mid-keg, and then also so I can pull it out after what I'm thinking is 3 days. Now, the other thing of note is it got very clear as of now. I have not attempted to get a reading yet, but let me see if I can do that. As the beautiful music plays in the background. It looks like it got to be 10-7, 10-8, something like that. I will check it out and get back to you. But it's very clear. What I did is I put some gelatin in the bottom of this carboy and racked it out of the primary into here. And as of right now, it is pretty darn clear. But what I'm wondering is if all of these dry hops will give it a bit of a haze, which is going to be fine if it smells and tastes good. So that's the project for now. Get the hops in the canister, get the canister suspended in the keg, which is here, and then rack the beer in, give it a taste, seal it up for a few days, and then pull the hops. So she's rolling all the way down, and there you can see my kind of comical situation. It's suspended right there and filling up. If the floss does break, I'll just have to sanitize some tongs, and they're clean and sanitized, and dig in there and grab the thing when it's time to come out. So it is pretty nice and clear right now, and what I got for the reading is 1.007 when corrected to 60 degrees. Not the hop aroma right now, but that's the point. Perfectly decent pills, nice malt character. I think it was mostly Barca pills, if I recall, and that stuff's delicious. Good final gravity. There is a tiny bit of bitterness, but you want that, and that'll maybe even come forward more with some carbonation. I think it's a really nice start on this pills, and we will see what this crazy amount of dry hopping does. Michael, anyone? We're gonna try this after much hoopla, and oh my God, is this even possible? 2 at once. All right, let's get a shot.
I've been practicing.
Of the. Hold it very, very still.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, all right. And Paul, let's see, Paul's. So after I dry hopped it, actually, we'll cut to upstairs. So, finally, after brewing this thing, drinking the Oxbow Lupolo or Lupolo, drinking the Black Stack, dry hopping, here we are. Cheers to Chip, Michael Dawson, and Paul Fowler. We have a lot of Headless Mumby beer drinking ahead of us tonight. Look for a Chop and Brew joint on that. Italian Pills
Great.
was
Hey,
April 5th. It is now April 26th. By my third grade math, that's 3 weeks. It got down to 1.007 from 1053. It is 6% alcohol. The Lupolo was 5.5. The Tipopils is 5%, so is she 1% more than that? I can't remember if it's in any video footage, but it got really hazy after the dry hop. Like, you saw it, but I don't know if it did a video of it. It got really, really hazy, and it got grassy, raw hop flavor. I do not like that flavor. The question remains, did all of the copious dry hopping give this thing any noticeable hop aroma? What say you?
Yeah.
I mean,
You think so?
is it the recipe of the Lupolo?
No. It is my approximation, my estimation, my guess at the Birrifico Italiano Tipopils.
Okay.
The dry hop was 2 ounce of Tettnanger, 2 ounce Hallertau Mittelfro, 1 ounce Hallertau Tradition, aka German Tradition, for 72 hours. Pull them out of there. The container, when it was dry, they were just like filling up that much of the container. When it was out, they were this much. Couple times a day, I would gently like go like this with the keg, agitate. I think they call that.
Every time I have it, I keep comparing it to the Oxbow for some reason. So that's.
I think it's similar to the Oxbow, but my comment, and you can see earlier in the video, is that the Oxbow did not have a hop aroma that I would have expected from this advertisement of this huge dry hop effort.
Really?
How do you get?
Did we roll on that? I thought it was impressive.
It was a nice beer.
The
I didn't think it had a very.
This I don't get as
That's
much
what I
hop as I
say.
would have thought.
I completely agree with that.
Okay.
And you think you get some hop aroma?
It's there, yeah. It smells like an herb garden with Pils malt.
You must have a super nose.
Thank you.
I don't get a lot
It's
in the
cute,
aroma.
but you don't either.
A little tiny bit in the aroma, but more in the flavor.
Not like you would think.
It's like herbal floral.
The flavor is much more pronounced, but
Yeah.
I do get the aroma.
Yeah, you get herbal floral.
I think that's a good point. I think you get some flavor from the dry hop.
Lots
Maybe
of
it's
flavor.
maybe it's accidental because maybe it's the hop particles get through the mesh.
I don't get any grassy or anything.
That was definitely in there. I don't know if you remember that. It was
I do.
definitely like I was like, oh great.
Still
And
like this. Feel like this finish is a little sweeter than I want, which I was wondering if age would dry it out once some of that particulate dropped out.
Well, it's not that old. It's
Yeah.
brew date of March 16th. And
What
I
did you call it? What was the abbreviation earlier for your process of lagering in secondary? You had
lager
Lager's
on
in the
tap.
keg as though it
Lager's
were
on
in
tap.
Lager on tap. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if it's
LOT.
that, but
the lottie lot.
sorry, I don't know if you heard my eyeballs hitting the top. I think this beer, no complaints.
That's good.
Like,
It's good.
It almost tastes
Perfectly
kind
nice
of like
beer.
your IPL, but like a smaller version of IPL.
Yeah, it
It's got
doesn't-
that sweetness on top of the malt.
it's
That makes me want to think
1.007.
it's bigger, but yeah.
But it was Barca
It must be the hops. Maybe the hops are doing a little
Yeah, they're
fruity
all,
sweetness.
Barca
Noble.
Bills,
Barca Pills is rich,
mouthfeel.
richer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
again,
That's why you
sorry,
can have
before I
like
said
a
it.
plush
No,
feeling beer
Global.
with
Imperial
1007.
Global Lager. 1007. What did you say?
I think the Barca Pills might be why you have such a plush
Maybe.
seeming beer
Maybe.
with a TG
Plush.
1007.
I see that.
Stone Temple Pilots. Anyway, and I feel time to wait. Is that them?
Yes.
So what I would do next time, my takeaway, I would not do the dry hops. I do not like dry hops. Down with dry hops. I would
What
do
would you do
a
instead,
hop
Don?
stand. I would do a noble hop stand. Is what I would do.
All
I
the
would-
other feet.
I like it. Yes, that's a keg stand, but I see where you're going.
Hop stand by me. Okay.
Hop
You
standing
can't hop
on the
stand in the way
edge.
of this idea.
You could do the 4 to 5 ounces of a hop stand. I mean, that's what I do with my India Pale Lager. It gets a lot of aroma.
Granted,
just from
this
doing
is an
that.
approximation of a recipe of a beer you've never had, right? That's also a thing.
That is also true.
Just-
Tipopils?
Yeah.
I should have brought some.
What?
Shut the
Like you
front
have them at your
door.
house?
No.
Where do you get it?
I know a guy.
Damn,
It's like it's my
He knows-
favorite beer right
He
now.
knows TiVo.
it's not in this market though, right?
I think it is.
You don't
Just
buy
say
it.
no and
I don't
seem
think you
even
buy.
cooler, dude.
I don't think you buy it around here.
No.
I get it flown
Anyway.
in. Lost.
This is
ration style.
a fair approximation. The Tipopils is really dry, scoured out. It's like an IPL, like Chip
Yeah.
said. It's recognizable as a Pilsner, but it still has some mouthfeel, so it's not like drinking a saison. It's got a really pronounced noble hop flavor. Maybe I should go get some.
It's only it's 1% less alcohol, if that makes any difference. Mine was a little higher OG, a little low, well, I'm assuming a little lower FG. I like this beer. I think the grain bill, the hop bill, everything's fine. You know what I would do? I would just not do the dry hop. I would do a hop stand with those hops, and then I would see how that came out. Because the noble hops are lower acid amounts anyway than a lot of the ones that you use for all your big IPAs. So even though I use 5 ounces, maybe it just needs to be handled differently to get more of an aroma. But there you go. Now you know about Italian Pils. Tell all your friends. Comment below. And
Ciao.
thanks for watching.
Arrivederci.
Cheers.
Bellissimo. Bello bambino.